Your Majesties, Reverend Bishops, Lords, by order of His Christian Majesty King James, we begin today a disputation between Christianity and Judaism. His Majesty's object in holding this disputation is to bring his Jewish subjects to Christ by reason and persuasion. Speaking for Christianity is Brother Pablo Cristiani, and for Judaism, Rabbi Moses ben Nachman. As your confessor, I beg you to consider the urgent necessity of this disputation.
Why?
Because I believe the previous disputations have been mismanaged, Your Majesty.
In what way?
The chief mistake has been that we have attempted to dispute with the Jews without sufficient knowledge of the Jewish mind. I may remind Your Majesty that we have not been entirely unsuccessful. We have converted some learned Jews who are now ornaments of our academy, and I refer particularly to our cherished brother, Pablo Cristiani. It is he, a converted Jew himself, who will represent Christianity at this disputation.
Not yourself.
Don't overestimate me, Your Majesty. If I led this disputation, it would have no chance of success. They must be led to Christ by one of themselves. Pablo Cristiani will gather the remnant of Israel into the arms of Mother Church. And the prophecy of the blessed Paul will be fulfilled. And the last days will come. And Christ Messiah will descend upon the earth to bless his great servant King James of Aragon, by whose wisdom and virtue this disputation came about.
And all my sins will be forgiven.
You have done well, James.
It's unusual to get a word of praise from you, Yolanda.
Now you will be remembered as a great king. A great Catholic king.
And not as a Jew-loving whoremonger.
You will best show your love for the Jews by trying to save their souls. At last you are giving some thought to your own salvation. Perhaps one day you will even consider your duty to me and your legitimate children.
Believe me, Yolanda, I know the Jews a great deal better than you do. It will take a miracle to convert them. Unfortunately, my affairs are not being handled as well now as they were when the Jews were looking after them. Our noblemen are godly Christians, but as organizers...
The spiritual affairs of your kingdom are in good order, James. A little disorder in material matters can soon be corrected.
And what if the disputation fails to convert the Jew?
Pablo Cristiani knows the Talmud so well, he will convert the rabbi and the rest will follow.
Rabbi?
Oh, they have one whom they revere, especially.
I didn't think the Jews revered anybody very much.
That is true. The Jews have in general very little sense of reverence. Reverence is a Christian virtue. Yet sometimes there appears among them someone whom they admire, and then their devotion is great. Such a man exists now.
Who is this man?
Rabbi Moses ben Nachman. We are convinced that Rabbi Moses is the key. If he is converted, All the rest of the Jews will follow.
And what if you fail to convert this remarkable rabbi?
Then we must think of other means.
Your love for the Jews is great indeed, Donat.
All felicitations to the brethren working for the conversion of the followers of Muhammad in Algeria. May God reward your efforts, your loving brother in Christ, etc. Have that copied and ready for signature. Brother Pablo, I am sorry to have kept you waiting.
You're a busy man, Brother Raymond. Your concerns are for the whole of Christendom and far beyond.
If my plans become too grandiose, I shall be grateful for any criticism you may have to offer, Brother Pablo.
Perhaps we're placing too much reliance on the power of reason, Brother Raymond. The Mohammedans and the Jews may not, after all, be moved by reason.
You're not feeling doubtful about the disputation, are you?
Not at all. It's just that I think perhaps my view of its purpose may be different to yours.
What do you mean?
I see it more as a way of exerting pressure.
But reason exerts the greatest pressure.
Good reasons count for nothing unless they are backed by power.
Was it the power of the church, then, rather than its argument, that turned you from a Jew to a Christian?
Power is an argument. It was the power of the church in France that forced my family to flee to Spain.